Hello, my name is Annalise Anderson, and this is my audience.
All right, here we go.
So, your formative and teen years shape who you are, and it's a little unfortunate that during those years you are an absolute idiot. And there was a lot of times through my teens where I was just like, man, wouldn't it be great if a giant hole just opened up and swallowed me? And it just so happens that, that a lot of those times, those instances are fairly spaced out so that, you have time to recover mentally, emotionally from your faux pas. And sometimes they happen in the same shift on the same day at your first job. Generally, teen jobs are pretty terrible and low paying, and the Blimpies / Samurai Sam's behind Walmart was both terrible and low paying. But none of that really mattered to me because I was so elated and over the moon to have a job and to be making money. I had a kind of a skewed idea of what that meant and that taxes are a thing, but that's fine. And so my first day finally shows up, and I arrive half an hour early before the business even opens. And the owner shows up, and she, we walk in, we're talking and that kind of stuff, and she starts to demonstrate what I needed to do. And I was making sandwiches, so it's not rocket science, but there was a couple of steps that I didn't think would be there. The doors open, customers come in, it's going pretty well. And I'm getting really into it, making sandwiches, filling containers, chatting with customers, and it's all going super great until my boss comes up and she goes, Annalise, I need you to fill all of the teriyaki containers, and she hands me a big plastic bucket, and I'm like, okay, this is weird, but I didn't want to question it because I, was new, and so I go to the back, and the teriyaki sauce was kept in these big a gallon bags, and so to fill the entire bucket, I used 3-gallon bags, and so it was a fairly, it was 9 pounds of teriyaki sauce, and I bring it back out to the front, and I set it on the back because she's busy with a customer, and I'm like, okay, I did it, I got it all done, tap her on the shoulder, and she's like, oh wow, that was so fast, and I was like, wow, the people that work here must be really dumb because it doesn't take that much time to put teriyaki sauce in a bucket. And so probably 10 or 15 minutes go by, and someone finally orders a teriyaki bowl, and my boss tells one of the other girls who is working, could you grab some of the teriyaki cups out of the bucket? And I'm like, oh no, I've made a mistake. And so basically what my boss wanted me to do was she wanted me to fill a bunch of 3-ounce cups and put those in the bucket. And then what I did do was waste 3 gallons of teriyaki sauce. But that's not even where the first day really went wrong. So we recover from the teriyaki incident. My boss is like, it's fine, Annalise, just go dump the bucket. And then I fill up the teriyaki sauce cups, and I do it correctly. Day goes on. My first shift is coming to a close. And so I start washing the dishes in the back because I was the newbie and I got stuck with dishwashing. And after what felt like hours of dishwashing, I was finally done. And my boss, she steps by because there's still customers going on. And she goes, okay, now just make sure that you drain them slowly. And I'm like, okay. And so my boss and I had very different ideas of what slowly meant. And the way that the sinks are set up is that it's 3 separate sinks. And I was like, if I drain them one at a time, that'll be fine. Because all 3 sinks drain into one open drain that's on the floor in the back room. And so I pull the stopper out of the sink and the water starts flowing, and I go out to the front to get all my stuff out of the locker. And as I'm putting my phone and my wallet in my bag, I notice that water is seeping into the bottom of my bag, and I look back and there's a half of an inch of water over the entire back room. And so story short, I flooded the back room. My boss was very kind about it, and I just spent the next 45 minutes to an hour slopping water out of the back. And I actually stayed with that job until it was shut down for health code violations. But the value of what I learned during that job, even though it was gross and grueling and I was really bad at it, was 110% worth it. Here's my audience.